Hi, we're going to take a look at number 18 from the first practice exam. If we look at this problem, it says Sarah wants to fertilize the grass in her yard. How many square feet will she have to cover with fertilizer? That's the first question. And the second question is, if one bag of fertilizer covers 500 square feet, how many bags will she need? So the first thing that we need to find out is how many square feet she's going to have to cover with fertilizer. So we see she has a yard over here and it has an irregular shape, and we need to figure out essentially how many square feet she's going to cover with fertilizer. So what we're going to be finding is the area. And remember, area of a rectangle equals length times width. So what we need to do is look at her yard and divide it into two rectangles. So I'm going to draw an imaginary line right here. And then we're going to find the area of each part of the yard. So if we look at first this large part of the yard, this is 59 feet by 40 feet. So we need to multiply 59 times 40. Okay, I'm just going to hang that 0 off the end. This is a shortcut we can use when multiplying. If a number ends in 0, we can hang that 0 off the end and then just drop it down. 9 times 4 is 36. Carry the 3. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 3 is 23. So that large part of the yard, essentially covered by this spot right over here, is 2,360 square feet. Okay. But then we need to figure out what is the area of this little tiny small rectangle part of the yard right here. Okay, so we need to know what are the dimensions. Well, we know one side is 28 feet. This side is 28 feet right here. But what is this side right here? What is that little width? We can figure that out because we know that the width of the entire yard is 64 feet. And let me get another color here. And this side from here to here is 59 feet. So we know that from here to here is 59 feet. And if the whole thing is 64, 64 minus 59 leaves 5 feet for that tiny little piece out there on the edge. So then we're going to find the area of this small rectangle by multiplying length times width. 28 times 5, and we find that the area of that little part of the yard is 140 square feet. So we need to figure out then what is the total area of the yard. So we have the area of the big part of the yard, 2360, and the area of this tiny little part of the yard, 140. So we can add those two together. 2360 plus 140 gives us a total of 2,500 square feet. So that is our answer for the first part of the question. How many square feet will she need to cover with fertilizer? So we know the square footage, the area of her yard. And then the last question is, if each bag of fertilizer covers 500 square feet, how many bags is she going to need? Well, she's got a total of 2,500 square feet, so we need to take our total, 2,500, and divide by 500 because each bag will cover 500 square feet. And 500 goes into 2,500 exactly 5 times with 0 remainder. So she needs exactly 5 bags of fertilizer. Okay, so this is the type of problem where we're finding the area of an L-shaped figure. Okay, we divided it in this case into two rectangles so that we could then use our formula of area equals length times width. It's not the only way to do the problem, but it's a really good way in this case.